I showed off a performance of Moon River in my last video. I made a super jazzed up version of the song. You should check it out if you haven't already. Even though I'm the one who wrote it, if you would have shown me this music a month ago, it would have broken my brain. But after learning a couple tricks of jazz composition, my third eye was opened and the sprawling vistas of jazz harmony were opened to my view. Let me share some of those tricks with you. Just so we have a baseline to understand the changes that I made, here's the vanilla version of Moon River that I based my arrangement on.
Moon River, wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world, there's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend, Moon River and me.
Now let's add some flavor to this. We're going to use two tools to do this: approach chords and dominant chords. Approach chords. Jazz is known for its use of approach tones, which is where you barely undershoot or overshoot a note that you're trying to hit. This adds a really cool color and character to melodies that you play. And, dare I say it, makes it sound jazzier. You can also apply this concept to chords. Sometimes you can approach a target chord by playing the chord immediately beneath or above it. It gives a really nice, sliding, almost lazy feeling to the chord progression. It's a really cool sound. Dominant chords. One of the strongest chord relationships in the entire kingdom of music theory is between two chords known as the tonic chord and the dominant chord. In any key that you play in, the first chord is the tonic chord, and the fifth chord is the dominant chord. The tonic feels like home, easy, relaxed. Many songs start and end on the tonic chord. The dominant chord creates tension that we expect the tonic chord to release. For example, listen to this birthday song.
Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Brody, happy birthday to...
Once our ears hear a dominant chord, they crave the release that the tonic chord brings. If we want to make any chord sound more dramatic, we can play its dominant right before, even if that dominant breaks the key signature. Because our ears are hearing this 5-to-1 dominant to tonic relationship, even if we don't recognize it, the chord arrival feels more powerful. With these two concepts in mind, let's spice up this arrangement. Let's take a look at approach chords first. The end of the first verse is an obvious candidate, considering the chords are already going downwards in a stepwise motion. We'll just stick an approach chord in between each one of these steps.
Old dream maker, you heartbreaker. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker.
Again, this gives us that sliding, approaching feel.
Moon River, wider than a mile. Moon River, wider than a mile.
Using the dominant to tonic relationship will make some of these chord arrivals feel more dramatic. For instance, instead of establishing home base with our first chord, let's create some tension right out of the gate that our next chord will have to release.
Moon River, wide. Moon River, wider.
And we'll sprinkle in some extra dominance for flavor along the way.
This is really cool because even in the original progression we can see a to see we're after.
That's an example of tonic dominant in the original progression. And for the pièce de résistance, we'll add a fitting outro. We'll approach our home chord from above with the D flat chord.
Moon River and me.
This already sounds pretty cool, but to make the D flat sound even cooler, we'll approach it from its dominant.
Moon River and me.
This is great because then the G acts as an approach chord to the G flat, which acts as the dominant to the D flat, which acts as an approach to the C. Mwah! Let's hear our newly seasoned arrangement.
Moon river wider than a mile, I'm crossing you in style someday. Old dream maker, you heartbreaker, wherever you're going, I'm going your way. Two drifters off to see the world. There's such a lot of world to see. We're after the same rainbow's end, waiting round the bend, my huckleberry friend. Moon river and me.
Try these tricks out for yourself. Next time you're songwriting, add one of these spicy chords to your progression. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, and if you want more help, ask me questions in the comments section and I might make a video answering your question. See you next time.